In testimony before the military tribunal, Kramer admitted that Belson's death roll was more than 500 daily. 21-year-old Miss Grese, number 9, calmly hears witnesses.
Step right into the bone-chilling realm of history's most haunting and spine-tingling chapters, where the name Irma Grese looms like a chilling specter. She was one spooky SS guard during the Holocaust, and boy, did she redefine the idea of mean girls. Irma took pleasure in tormenting prisoners at Auschwitz and other gloomy camps, giving tenderness and compassion a serious run for their money. So, hold on tight as we go into the bone-chilling world of Irma Grese. Trust me, it's gonna be a mix of history, horror, and maybe a few goosebumps. Get ready for a creepy tale that'll give you shivers. The early life of Irma Grese tells a tale filled with sadness and tragedy, like a real tearjerker. Born on October 7, 1923, she was destined to become a notorious figure in the history books. Her childhood was a bumpy ride, with suffering and heartbreak at every turn. It all started in 1936, when Irma's mother found out about her husband's cheating ways and, tragically, couldn't handle it anymore. She made the heartbreaking decision to end her own life, leaving Irma to face a world filled with pain and confusion. The teenage years can be tough for anyone, and Irma certainly had her fair share of troubles. At the tender age of 15, Irma made a daring move and said, "Shush, education." Yep, she dropped out of school, desperate to escape the torment that had become her daily reality. Can't say I blame her for wanting to make a swift exit from that drama. In the gloomy confines of Ravensbrück Nazi concentration camp, Irma Grese took a dark turn in her life. At just 18 years old, she willingly entered a twisted training ground, unknowingly embarking on a path that would lead her to embrace unimaginable cruelty and sadism. Ravensbrück became the catalyst for Irma's transformation, as she witnessed and took part in horrifying acts that molded her into a tool for the Nazi regime. It's like her mind became clay in the hands of darkness, conditioning her to see prisoners not as fellow humans, but as objects to be ruthlessly mistreated and discarded without a second thought. In the dark, grim depths of the Nazi concentration camps, Irma Grese emerged as a figure that could give any male SS guard a run for their money. They even called her the beautiful beast of Belsen. Well, when the Belsen trial kicked off in 1945, it was like the curtains opened on a real-life horror show. Irma was painted as one of the most despised and sadistic figures to ever haunt those camps. Witnesses came forward, their voices trembling, sharing bone-chilling tales of Irma's relentless beatings that left women crumpled in agony. But let's not forget that Irma wasn't the only one spreading brutality like it was going out of style. Her fellow female guards, Maria Mandel and Dorothea Binz, were just as skilled at weaving fear and panic into the prisoners' lives. Irma Grese, the queen of sadism. She had a whole arsenal of tormenting techniques up her sleeve, and boy, did she know how to make her victims suffer. From psychological torture to physical abuse, she had it all covered. It was like a twisted art form for her, finding new and inventive ways to plunge those poor prisoners into an abyss of despair. Each method she employed was like a chilling testament to her cruelty, leaving no doubt about the depths of her dark nature. Let's just say she had a real knack for turning lives into nightmares. Firstly, physical abuse was Grese's favored instrument of power and dominance. With whip in hand or even with her bare fists, she would unleash a relentless storm upon her victims. Her blows knew no mercy, striking randomly, raining down upon women with a savage intensity. The sound of her whip cracking through the air, echoing like a macabre melody, became a symphony of pain. Breasts became her target, where she found twisted pleasure in inflicting excruciating agony. The pain she inflicted upon her victims was a daily ritual, an unwelcome dance with a merciless partner. But physical torment was not the only weapon in Irma Grese's arsenal. She possessed a chilling bond with her four-legged accomplices, trained attack dogs that answered her every command. These beasts, unleashed upon defenseless prisoners, became the embodiment of terror itself. At her mere utterance, the hounds would be set loose, their fangs gnashing, tearing flesh, leaving behind scars that would forever bear witness to her sadistic reign. The sight of those menacing creatures struck fear into the hearts of all, deepening the prisoner's torment and shattering any glimmer of hope. In the annals of history's darkest moments, Irma Grese etched her name in blood, a portrait of depravity and cruelty. Her actions transcended the realm of human comprehension, blurring the line between beast and monster. The Holocaust bore witness to her reign, a chapter stained with the horror she unleashed. When it came to the selection process, she showed a heart that was completely devoid of empathy. It was like she held the power of life and death in her hands, deciding the fate of the new arrivals with a cold indifference. Labor or gas chamber, she had the final say. Can you imagine? She was right in the heart of the mass extermination where she tossed aside any trace of human dignity. It's horrifying to think about how many lives she casually condemned to their tragic deaths. It's a stark reminder of her unimaginable cruelty. By the way, if you're up for it, you can catch a glimpse of the infamous gas chamber we're talking about. Just a haunting reminder of the unspeakable atrocities that unfolded within those walls. You can also discover the untold stories of numerous other women accused of similar chilling deeds. If you're intrigued to learn more about their chilling deeds and want us to delve into their histories in detail, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment. Because within the ranks of the approximately 37,000 SS guards who actively participated in the suffering, torture, and death of the internees, around 10% were female overseers. While some guards displayed a modicum of humanity, sharing extra food or exhibiting compassion, the majority embraced the culture of violence that permeated the camp environment.
40,000 people had died here. The gas chamber held 200 at a time, and the crematorium dealt with 300 per day, every day.
Now, Irma's post-war life wasn't a breeze. Shocking stories of her wild antics and sketchy friendships came to light. At the Belsen trials, she faced unspeakable accusations, and the evidence sealed her fate. Convicted and sentenced to death by hanging, Irma met her end at the young age of 22. Her final words? Schnell, reflecting her desire for a swift end. 70 years after the release of the concentration camps, the disturbing impact of female SS guards like Irma Grese continue to question our grasp of gender roles and the depths of human wickedness. Their participation in the Holocaust destroys the idea of women as natural caregivers and reveals the grim fact that anyone, regardless of gender, can give in to the darkest desires. By facing these uneasy facts, we pay tribute to the victim's memory and guarantee that history never overlooks the atrocities inflicted upon millions. Join us on our channel to delve deeper into history's fascinating and unsettling chapters, and hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more captivating content.